In this video, we're going to look at how to assign patches to our external instruments from within Logic. Now, if we click this triangle here, it opens up the track parameter box. And this is where we'll find a range of settings pertaining to the currently selected track. But for changing patches, we're interested in this setting here, the program setting. Now have a look at what happens when I uncheck the box. The track header switches from displaying the patch name to the instrument name. And then when I recheck it, it switches back to the patch name, as also displayed in the library. Now clicking over here brings up a menu that allows you to send bank changes to your instrument. And clicking here brings up a menu for sending patch changes. Now one thing to remember is these menus will only send out their information to the instrument if the program box is checked. Now another way to change patches is to click up here on the header of the track parameter box, and that brings up a patch change window. And over here we can select the banks. And to start with, not all the banks are initialized, so if you go above bank 0, you get this message pop up, to which we'll agree. And then down here in the main part of the window is where you can change patches. And it's as simple as just clicking on the patch name that you want. But all these names are a little generic and unintuitive. So what we can do is give each patch a custom name. And to do that, you simply double-click on a patch and type in a new name. So I'll call this one Piano 1, and we'll do the one below as well. We'll call that Piano 2. And now when I select them, notice that the track header updates with our new names. So that's one way of naming our patches, but it's going to take a lot of time and patience to type in every patch name on our instrument. So there are a couple of other ways we can go about this. The first way is if you've got your instrument's manual in electronic form, chances are there'll be a patch list in there which you can just copy and paste into a text document. Now I've already done this for one bank of the K2500, so I'll open it up in Spotlight so we can take a look. Now for this to work, you need to make sure you've got your document formatted with one patch on each line. Then it's just a matter of selecting all and copying, then switching back to Logic, going over to the Options menu and selecting Paste All Names. So now we can select our patches from the window here by name, which makes things a little more intuitive. And these names also appear over here in the patch menu, which is quite handy. But before you go to the trouble of setting up your patch names like this, chances are that someone somewhere else in the world has already done the work for you. So have a search around the internet and see if you can find a multi-instrument that someone's made available for your particular synth. If you manage to find one, you'll download it as a regular Logic project, and then it's a matter of just copying and pasting the instruments into your template. So I've got a Logic project already on my hard drive that has a multi-instrument for both the K2500 and the XV5050. So I'll open it up, and we'll keep the current project open. Then we just select the instruments from the environment and copy them. Then we'll close that project. And then back in our project, we open up the environment, go to the MIDI instrument layer, and these instruments here are the ones we've already created, so we'll delete those. And then we just paste our new instruments in. And we'll just confirm over in the inspector that they're still assigned to the right MIDI output ports. So we'll close that window down, and then back on the Arrange page, we need to reassign our tracks to the correct instruments. Now track 1's still assigned to the K2500, but track 2's gone missing, so we'll reassign it in the library to the XV5050. So if we open up our patch window from the inspector, you can see that we've now got patch names for every bank in our instrument. And we also have access to these patch names from the menus here, which makes it a lot more intuitive to manage your patches from within Logic. We've got our bank names, as well as our patch names. So now that's all set up, we want to save it as a template, which we do from up here in the File menu. Then we just give it a name, and we're done. Well, almost done, because we still need to somehow monitor the sound coming from our instruments. So we'll take a look at how we can do that in the next video.